Hey everybody, it's your girl Evie from Because Evie Said So. I'm coming back to you today with a new episode of Law & Order SVU. Let me tell you, this episode was pretty good. It's called Nightmare in Drill City. It is season 23, episode 8. You know what we do. How did it start? What happened? Who did it? Why? How did it end? You know? Okay, so how did it start? Well, we hear some hip-hop rap music playing in the back of the car, in this music in the car, right? We see two young women and one gentleman in the car, and they're sending provocative pictures through a text message to someone else, right? So obviously they want to hook up with this person. The person that they actually want to hook up with, his name is Chris. His brother is a rapper, and Chris is like an editor. He wants to go to film school, but he's an editor for his brother, so he cuts it for him, right? So we soon see that the young man answers the door because they've arrived. They want to come in. He's really attracted to this girl named Tori, right? So he opens the door. Soon as he opens the door, they bum rush him, right? They rush in. They jacking him completely. They robbing him, right? So the girls, Jasmine, Tori, and G, rush in on Chris and his brother. They take his chain. They, take the money in the safe. And G kills Chris's brother, shoots Chris, and shoots another guy that's up in there, right? So, yeah, it popped off real quick. So, what happened? Well, like I just said, when the girls rang the bell and everything, they came in there and pretty much they got the money out of the safe. Now, in doing that, the white girl, Tori, she gets shot in the leg in all the gunfire that's going off because somebody that was in there with Chris had a gun and he was returning fire. Well, anyway, she got shot in the leg. In the meantime, Jasmine and G are already outside. She tries to climb outside to, flee with them, and they leave her behind. Yes, they leave her behind because she's shot in the leg. So we next see her in the emergency room being taken care of and speaking to the police because SVU is now called because this is Carisi's first job as a district attorney and he needs their help. So he calls Amanda, has Olivia come down there because this girl has bruises, And so Carisi, sorry about that. Carisi asked Amanda and Olivia to meet him at the hospital because he can't get any information out of Tori. She's not going to talk to him. So when they talk to her, she says, I can't even tell you who did it because I'm so scared he's going to kill me. She's really scared. And I was wondering how this tied into the SVU in particular because there's 3 homicides that are tied to Tori. But because she has bruises, she has 2 STDs, she's been beaten previously, and they can see this stuff on her x-rays and stuff, they brought in SVU. Now, who did it? Well, we know that G was the one that did all the shooting, right? Well, Tori claims that he made her do it. He made her call Chris. She says that he would kill her too if she didn't do it. So everyone in the room, everyone is starting to think about, this girl. Did she do it? Because Finn and Amanda, Carisi, Olivia, and Velasco are all in the office now. And they're kind of discussing the fact that Tori did send a text to Chris, which in actuality did get his brother killed. So is she guilty of that? Well, this girl was left home alone for I don't know how long. Her mom went to Poland. Her mom worked nights, and I'm wondering where's her mama at, okay? But the thing is, this girl came home every night. She went to school every day. She got straight A's in school, all while this was happening to her. Why would you leave your teenage daughter in America? I'm not down on America, but I wouldn't leave my daughter in a city if I wasn't in the city. And she left her in a dang old country by herself. Anyway, not gonna judge. So there's no record for her. But Finn kind of believes she's guilty. They want her to help out. So they interview her and they tell her, pretty much we can protect you. We want to know what's going on. But if you don't, all of this is going to fall on you. She then tells Jasmine She says, well, Jasmine didn't shoot anybody either. I didn't shoot nobody. Jasmine didn't shoot nobody. G is a rapper. He goes by Gutter 18. He has a YouTube channel. He's a star. And his new video dropped while they were actually talking to Tory. And in that video, he was dancing around with guns and Jasmine. And he had the Chris's brother's chain that he took from him in the video. I mean, how dumb can you be? You got the chain. You got the guns. You asking to be arrested. So Tory tells them where they can find Jasmine and G at. And so they bum rush the place. They get Jasmine and G. They arrest G. And G's like, no, it's not finna go down like that. If I'm going down, she going down. They like, what? What are you talking about? And he's like, look, I know I might have did this, but she's the one that set it up. Tory's the one that did it. Really? So why? Well, G knew that they had money and drugs there, and this was like a competition between drill teams or whatever. And I'm not really familiar with the drill in New York versus Chicago and all of that, but it was a beef either way between these crews battling back in their raps, and they rap songs. So anyway, he rushed up in there, took everything in their safe, actually took their life. So G is the one who pulled the trigger. Chris said that his brother was the gangster. He was the geek. He thought he would never get into film school, so he was just handling this for his brother. He cut clips, but his brother was the one that did the raps in the video. And I thought, that's kind of sad that he would ever think that he couldn't get into film school. Was that based on his, nationality? Was it based on no money? I don't know. Grades? I don't know. But anyway, he was a geek. Well, after Amanda and Olivia talked to Tory, she wants a lawyer now because she's like, I didn't really do this. And they're like, well, you kind of did. She tells them she met Jasmine when she was 14. She was 15 when, G raped her. He was actually 19. So that is considered rape, even if she allowed it. And then he insisted that she sleep with other guys. That's trafficking right there. He beat her. He cracked her skull wide open. And she stayed, she said, due to fear. Due to fear is why she said that she stayed. And she said that he made her become a stripper, turning tricks, and all the money went to him. But she still managed to go to school. And then, they're really asking her at this point, because of the triple homicide and this being the first case for Carisi in the Homicide Bureau, he has to do this case. Olivia and Amanda think that Tory shouldn't be held accountable for this due to her being beaten and all of this and abused. Carisi's not convinced. He wants to do the right thing, but his bosses are on him to, get this case wrapped up. So he's conflicted. He's conflicted as to what he wants to do, but he does his job. He's under Miss Maxwell and Mr. Baptiste, and they're the people that he's actually working for in the Homicide Bureau. They're like, either you're going to do your job or we can't have you here. So due to the video of G having 2 million hits on it, they said this case needs to be watched very carefully, and they're not going to charge a black man with triple murder and cut a deal with the white woman who set the crime in motion, unquote, quote, quote. So they're saying that Carisi basically is not ready for this case and that he's not ready to move up, but the pressure's on him now to do what he got to do. So he asked for a remand for all of them. He didn't let them get out of jail. They had to sit there. Now he's doing his job. And Olivia and Amanda decide to take this case on as an SVU case because of the rapist and the trafficking. So Olivia appeals to Carisi's boss. This girl was actually physically dragged out of the hospital when she had her skull cracked open. I guess G must have came in there and physically dragged her out. I mean, come on now. Somebody should have said something. I guess the nurse noticed, what was going on, but it was nothing she could do. So they offered Tory a deal. And they said she can get 25 years, for basically like a conspiracy to commit murder, stuff like that. She wouldn't take the deal. So Finn and Velasquez talk about, they have similar stories about them being in the life and barely getting out. So at this point, they're kind of feeling sorry for Tory. They're both good detectives, but they were, hard on in crime before they actually became detectives, right? Cops. So how did it end? Well, Carisi takes the case to court against Tory. They have Jasmine testify against Tory, because she's like out for herself. She's blaming it all on Tory. Chris's family is in the gallery, and clearly they are angry. The sister stands up. She starts yelling. They're like, order in court. And Chris says that he got shot in the stomach and the hand, and he lost his spleen, and he lost his brother. And he's up there testifying against Tori. Tori's mom seems clueless at this point, but at least she's in the gallery with her. She's standing by her daughter. Now, Tori did testify that she was beaten, gang raped, and drugged a lot. He said he was going to sell her. I'm sure the fear was there. I am sure that she was afraid. However, why she ain't tell nobody? And Carisi brought that up in court. He was like, why you ain't tell nobody? You could have told your mom. You could have told your teacher. You could have told your priest, your clergy, your friends. You could have told anybody what was going on. And you went back to this. You went on a vacation for 2 weeks with your mom and then came back to this particular situation. So you feel sorry for her, but do you really? Do you really? They figure out that Jasmine was also trafficked the way that Tori was. So they ask her to testify against G and talk about what she's actually been through. Well, in the end, they have compassion. Carisi convinces them that this is not what they should be doing. They should be prosecuting G as opposed to prosecuting Tori and Jasmine. So it kind of works out because they both get off on probation, seeing that they were trafficked and they were the victims in this. They were scared. And I guess what I'm trying to say, you guys, is tell someone. If you're in trouble, tell someone. Trust me, you haven't done anything embarrassing enough. So anyway, do you think Carisi's going to get the job that he's looking for? I don't know if he's going to get the job. I hope he gets the job. If you like the content that you saw today, please subscribe. I would love to have you as a part of the crew. Yep, you. Yep, thanks, and I love you. Law and Order on. I will catch you in the next video of Law and Order Organized Crime. I love you guys so much.